Obviously, NBA season is here, and one of the biggest things that people are talking about is the NBA getting boring? Because there has been big time drops in terms of viewership from a lot of the major channels, sites, and of course streaming companies. Is the NBA getting boring? Is the product bad? What do you think?
No.
Some of the reasons behind why the product is not getting so many views.
I mean, I really haven't. I guess I could see the viewership dropping, but I feel like that could easily be fixed. I think some of that has to do with timeliness of a lot of the games, as well as just like promotion and marketing. And then I ain't gonna lie, I think a lot of it is just a lot of people just don't be having time to catch a lot of the games. So again, like it's just timeliness. Like a lot of the games be OD late. Like nobody is coming off of a 8-10 hour shift trying to come home and wait 4 hours to watch the game. Like, it's just not. Nobody's gonna do that. And then you have people making the full game highlights now. So I think a lot of people are just catching on the back end. Or it's just, I don't know, but I feel like the talent pool right now is crazy. Like especially they just did the little cup that they did for NBA.
Oh yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I feel like we're seeing some of the best hoops we've seen in a while. I ain't gonna lie, like, it's very competitive hoops right now. A lot of players are primarily healthy. Some of them are out, but I don't know. I feel like the talent pool is crazy. We're seeing crazy hoops right now. Everybody's busting out all the seams right now.
No, yeah. I mean, I got a couple things I got to say about that. I think a lot of it is the product in itself. Like, I think, one, we've become inundated with so many teams. There's 30 teams in the NBA. They got 82 games.
Yeah.
What's the point of me watching game one or game two when I know they got 80 more of them? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I will say
And then the playoffs. Like,
yeah, I'm
you haven't
saying?
even. So it's OD long. I'm not gonna lie. And you have to think like you said, bro. People's attention span is not that long, and it's just 82 games. Like I will catch the next one.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it right now. This has no bearing on, like I said, what it is. Am I gonna watch? With all due respect, am I gonna watch the Pistons and the Wizards? Nah. If I'm not a fan of either team, probably not.
Yeah.
If I'm a casual fan, I'm gonna wait for when LeBron plays Steph Curry. That's it. So I think a lot of those games have lost meaning, but I do at least find it that it was a little bit of a smarter idea that the NBA did introduce like Commissioner's Cup or whatever the case may be, the in-season tournament, so that some of those early games where the fans fade in and out at least provides a little bit of meaning for the guys to play.
Yeah.
And play for something. Because I mean, even if you look at it, like most people now are like, we don't even want to watch the All-Star game, don't really care about the dunk contest anymore. So I think the 3-point contest is highly overshadowed the dunk contest at this point in terms of All-Star weekend. So realistically, after you watch maybe the opening night where they schedule some of the biggest names, you really don't have to tune back in until the end of the season or realistically the playoffs.
I was about to say like All-Star break used to be like that big point where they can capitalize on everything. And now it's like nobody's turning in for the dunk contest, like you said. All-Star game is iffy. People are just waiting for the competitiveness to kind of jump up after All-Star break. That's really it.
And that brings me to my next point, is that similar to how we've seen the fall off of the people that are really foaming at the mouths in order to watch the All-Star game, I think a lot of that has come down to the game style and the how they play the game. Similarly, we've seen that trickle into the regular season. I mean, with all due respect, I know there's a lot of bad teams in the NBA, but like we're watching these dudes score 140, 150 a night in like regular season games. I start to lose, I think, interest in the game when, yes, obviously there's a lot of rules that they've put in place in order to open up the game and allow for more entertainment value. So we're not watching people just shoot free throws all night and just jump hooks. But, I mean, I think right now, I think they said the average right now in the NBA is like in the mid-30s of how many three-pointers that teams are attempting.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got people that do not need to be shooting three-pointers, shooting 4 or 5 three-pointers a night. It's like, bruh, like they shooting step-back threes on a fast break instead of getting to the cup, trying to finish, trying to draw a foul. So I think a lot of that, I think you couple that with like the competitiveness of it, because since you shoot more threes, you open the court up. And you open the court up, you see a lot less help defense, you see a lot less strategy, and then you see a lot more bad shot taking. So I think a lot of that I think is contributed to possibly the fans that are the true lovers of the game maybe checking out. I mean, you got all the old heads that say, "Man, I don't like that basketball they play today," because maybe of that. I mean, there's a lot less strategizing. There's a lot less, like you said, maybe dump it down low, kick, swing. Like it's isolate, sidestep, three, clank, and back and forth. You know what I mean? All due respect, I mean, there's been multiple dudes this week that dropped 40 and 50 and 60.
Yeah.
So, like, at a certain point, if we see that all the time, then it waters it down as well.
Did the Warriors and LeBron ruin basketball as we know it?
Low-key, I think Stephen Curry did create a bunch of people. Because if you look at it, like, Stephen Curry's heyday, where they really, in particular the Warriors, when they tipped the scales and everything, was like 2015, 2016, 2017, when they were going back and forth with LeBron. Yeah. And so now if you look at it, bro, half of them people, bro, that's almost 10 years, bro. Half of them people now are grown-ups.
Yeah.
And they're in the NBA now.
That's facts.
So, I mean, you got Wembanyama, who was probably watching LeBron and them, and now he's like 7'10", and he's getting up 8 threes a night. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we are seeing, I think, the byproduct of not only Curry, but like you said, the LeBrons. Because you got plenty of these dudes that were just uber athletic that now, instead of before they used to dunk on the whole squad, now they sidestep threes.
Yeah.
Like, so I mean, you got a lot of that going on now. I mean, the two number one draft picks, the number one and number two draft pick, Sarr and Ricochet, I mean, those dudes now sitting on the wing. Alex Sarr is like near 7-footer.
Yeah.
And he's playing a lot on the perimeter this season, similar. Ricochet, same thing, like 6'9".
I do get that. Like now it's gotten to the point where we have footers. I think this is actually crazy. Mm-hmm. We gotten to the point where we have footers and genuine like giants coming into the league, and we're like when they play into the post and they have post game, it comes as like somewhat of a surprise.
No, yeah.
And it's like you're 7 feet, you're supposed to be in there. Like
get down low.
I think like Wemby. I think he's a great example. Like he doesn't have a bad inside game, to be honest, but you can tell that his game is primarily like perimeter based, and he's off the dribble, like he's moving, he's mobile. Imagine if he just like went inside and just like dunked, let's say 10 more times a game, like. Yeah. But he's a walking like 35 piece a night. Yeah. Like look at Giannis. I mean. People would be mad at him for running and dunking, but he's 7 feet. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you have those God-given abilities for. You're supposed to, use them and then you build upon it. But I feel like a lot of people are just, I don't know. We don't have enough people acting like they're 7 feet or they're 250 or they're, whatever they are. Everybody just wants to be a shooter.
Everyone wants to do that.
And I think, like you said, that's, again, byproduct of the NBA kind of like pushing this particular archetype. Like, oh, if you 7 foot, well, then you need to be KD because that's what he's doing.
We saw it for year in and year out that everybody at the number one position or top couple positions in their high school class was being touted as the next KD.
Yeah.
I mean, we saw it as early as, who was that? 14 class. I mean, the guys that are in the league now. Porter, they were talking about, oh, he might be the next KD. Tatum, they were talking about, he might be the next KD. Ingram, they're talking about, he might be the next KD. So they got so many dudes now that are being championed for being so tall and versatile on the perimeter end. Awesome. But now you have so many guys now where you're looking for a Wembanyama build. So like the KD on steroids where you're just tall and can shoot. KD's a different type of player.
Yeah.
Like you put him up against a lot of these dudes. Even like Chet, they were talking about possibly being the next KD. It's like, bro, like we ain't got no Shaqs? Like what's going on, man?
That's like, I think it's so crazy. Like there's no Hakeems, no Shaqs, there's no centers, and it kind of just. I kind of want to segue it to the point where it's like we genuinely do have positionless basketball now. Mm-hmm. Like the guards do not play like guards. I don't even know what the difference between a point guard and a shooting guard is at this point. Like they both do the same thing essentially. Small forwards and power forwards don't really exist. And center, that's not even a position. That's just whoever wants to guard the tallest dude on the court.
No facts. I don't know where the game is headed in that regard.
Yeah.
And I think the second thing is really just when you ingratiate the fans in it, most people can't afford it.
Yeah.
Like, just realistically, you can't afford to go to the game and you can't afford to watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, League Pass is nice. I had it last season, so I was able to catch a lot of games. But and I mean, I get it. There's 82 games, multiple teams, but most of the teams and most of the games you want to catch, you can't catch on League Pass.
Yeah.
You got to get a subscription to another site to get a subscription to this. Like, I mean, you're saying you got to get a Disney Plus subscription and then add a ESPN package. And like, you got to do all this stuff just to catch half of the games.
Yeah.
Which most of the primetime games are going to be on ABC, TNT, and so you really can't catch most of them, even on League Pass.
I ain't gonna lie. That's where the NBA be shooting themselves in the foot too. Like NFL, if you don't got cable, if you don't got streaming service, it don't matter what you have, you can catch the game.
Yeah.
You can tune in on Sunday and catch the game, no matter what you got, and you can probably catch one during the week.
Yeah.
NBA, bro, it doesn't matter if it's not Christmas. You literally cannot catch a game. Like, I don't know why they do that. That's probably a big reason to blame for their viewership because they're not on any primetime channels.
A lot of money chasing, a lot of trying to spread the streaming wealth out, and we're doing that. You outsource a lot of your product.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even similarly to even if you look at the WNBA, I think similarly. I mean, most of the games that you wanted to watch, you couldn't catch on the League Pass.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think the NBA in terms of marketing that. I mean, I get it. There's a bunch of companies that want to eat, but I mean. At the end of the day, you outsource your product to the point where you're not going to get people going to watch it on TV.
Mm-hmm.
And if I got to do all this just to catch it, I can go watch it for free. Like you said, go watch a few minute recap.
Yeah.
Online.
That I ain't gonna lie. That's like, shout out to Flight Reacts. He put me on that. But like, that's what I started doing. Cause I was getting off of work. I used to work late shift anyways. I was like, there's no way I'm going to be able to catch the game if it's not on at my job or if it's not stupid slow. I have to catch the highlights. And I mean, that'll do it for me. Like, you'll see majority of the good clips. And I see the NBA even got up on it because they started posting their own highlights. They realized, like, because people ain't, what I'm saying, they're missing out on a great market. Mm-hmm.
Additionally, like I said, if you just look at ticket price too. I mean, I think it used to be a cool thing where you can go get tickets, go to see an NBA game, and you could go support your team or cheer on your favorite player. Yeah. But now you gotta, pay to pay.
Yeah.
If you want to go check a game out.
Facts.
So I think you've also ostracized people that are the true fans. You got the people, each and every day people complain about the people that are paying the thousands of dollars to sit courtside get the most love from the players and all this type of stuff, when the people that are realistically the fans are all the way in the back.
It's facts.
Cause I mean, the people that are up in the front half the time don't even care about the game. They just want to get their pictures taken.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's what has to do a lot with it. They ostracize it. I mean, the game style and just the pricing of it all, I think has started to push a lot of people out.
Yeah.
And I mean, you don't have the most popular product anyways. I mean, soccer's washing right now. Then you got, even in America, like, you still got baseball and football. So, I mean, you could take a thing or two to learn. I mean, baseball plays plenty of games, but you got plenty of people to be able to tune in and catch a game. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what the NBA has done, but they have definitely messed up and pushed out a lot of the audience.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they'll do.